people. Ozarks Backroads with you here. We're going to take a little ride on this new motorcycle. See how I'm going to get along with it. Got my new Corbin seat ordered for it here. That's looking pretty snifty. They built that for me. You can order it how you want it made. I had them put the red stitching and the red, what do they call that? Piping, I guess, around it. It's buffalo hide, leather. I think it looks all right. Doing a little advertising for them there. Didn't take them too long. They told me it'd be 5 or 6 weeks when I ordered it. I had it in about 3. So that's a pretty good deal. Well, it's kind of cool today, so this may very well be a very short ride. I wanted to check out my new gear ratio here after I change those sprockets and see how it does out on the highway and what all. Ride some twisties. May even get to use my new heated grips I put on there, those Oxfords. I've used them a time or two. They do work good. Shoot, I've even got fuel, man. It don't get no better than that. Looks like it's 65 now, indicated. Get it back down. We're going about 3,600 RPM. 36, 37, 38, 39. So we've dropped almost, probably around 400 RPM by changing the sprockets. So that's, yeah, that ought to work all right. I think I can live with that. Old motor's still got a lot of pickup when you roll it on. All right, just as I suspected. The fuel gauge had just dropped the first bar, and it was kind of bouncing back between all bars and the first bar, 5th and 6th bars. Put fuel in it and it held 2.6 gallons. So that's half a tank. It's a 5.5 gallon, almost half a tank before it dropped the first bar. So the fuel gauge kind of works on the last half of the tank, best as I can tell. It's kind of what I've been reading in the forums also. That's kind of what people are saying. Don't worry about it, it works. Just got to burn half a tank first. Put this new, changed out the windscreen, put this GB, the tallest one they make, on it. It does it, it's all the way up right now. It does a good job as far as keeping the wind off your helmet and all. I'm totally not in the wind, but it's not worth the crap on your arms. Getting the rain on this, you're going to have wet arms. But when it's scorching hot and you're out in the middle of BFE riding, it's going to be a lot nicer than the FJR. That thing can just cook you. Even in the lowest position, you just can't get enough air on it to keep you cooled off when it's hot. So I think it's a pretty good trade-off. I hardly ever ride in the rain. If I'm out traveling and I see some rain or something, I'll go in a Walmart or something and wait it out, or sit under a bridge, or go the other way, try to go around it. Usually works pretty good. So I think it'll be okay. I bought a new helmet this year, this Shoei, what is it? GT Air, I think. Went from a modular to a non-modular. Them modular helmets, they're really handy, especially when you're traveling. They're great. But if you're trying to get audio on your video, they're horrible, they're noisy. This thing's way quieter than any of those modular helmets I've ever had. So I'm hoping I can solve some of my video or my audio issues. I've never had good audio riding. We're going to work on that and see if we can improve it a little bit. I think this helmet's going to help. It's got a chin curtain on it. It keeps the air from coming up under the chin. It should keep it from blowing in the mic. Whew, I like this new Corbin seat. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you how good it is. I totally forgot about it. I'm sitting here, and I totally forgot I had it's just like the FJR now. The stock seat is pitched forward. It's pitched towards the tank a little bit, and I just don't care for that. You're fighting it all the time trying to. This one's flattened off where you sit, nice and wide and flat. It's not super cushy. It's not nearly as cushy as the FJR seat, but it's very comfortable. Something you don't even think about it, or I wasn't. But I've only been on it for 15 minutes. After 6 or 7 hours, I might have a different opinion, but I think it's good enough. It's going to be all right. Oh, look at those ponds. Those things were almost. That's great. See that much water. It's so much water the geese had to get out. They couldn't take it. Standing on the bank, water in the creeks. Heck yeah. Well, I've been planning one of my big trips for the summer coming up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to I'm going to ride from here in central Missouri, go up to the Black Hills in South Dakota, ride around in there and go to Rushmore and ride some of the roads there, and then I'm going to go on over west across Wyoming to Yellowstone, spend a day or a couple of days there, and then go out. Oh, that looks beautiful. From there, go down through the Tetons National Park, and then I still haven't decided at that point if I'm going to go down into Colorado and do some riding kind of in the northeastern part, north of Denver and north central Colorado, places I haven't really covered much, been much in the mountains. I may do that, or I may go ahead and go on down to Zion in southwest Utah. From Tetons, just head to southwest Utah and spend a couple of days down at Zion National Park. That's just a beautiful, everything. I've never been there, but everything I've seen on YouTube, pretty impressive. So, and then if I go to Zion, I probably won't spend much time when I come back through in Colorado. I'll probably just travel back through. But it sure is, it's a long ways to Zion. There's a lot of, I don't know, I think I checked it on Google Maps. I want to say from the Grand Teton National Parks there south of Yellowstone, they're showing 9 or 10 hours to Zion, which on a motorcycle you can add about I'm going to say it's probably going to be 13 or 14 hours or something like that, which would be a really, really long day. But I could do it in a day. That'd be about right. So we'll see how that works out. Kind of excited about that. I haven't decided whether I'm going to take this Versys or take the FJR. I don't know. The way this seat's feeling, I may just take this thing. I think it's just as comfortable as the FJR. I can't tell that it's not. I definitely like the handlebars. They're back a little farther. Even with the Gila risers I've got on the FJR, they're back 2 inches and up, but this is still a lot better. I'm really, my reach, I'm just sitting straight up. It's about perfect. It's just right there. You wouldn't want it to be any farther back. You'd be sitting backwards, I guess, or you'd have a big bunch more bend in your elbows. I think this is great. Now this has got risers. I put the rocks, 1 3/4 rocks risers on this thing and pull them back. I'll get a picture of that. If you don't know what rocks risers are, they're pretty popular on adventure bikes, but they work fine on this. Somebody's at the creek. Looks like they're cooking fish or something. What the hell? Huh. Must be a redneck cooking fish on the creek bank. What in the world? That's the way to eat fish right there, is catch them and cook them. I guarantee you start cooking fish on the riverbank, and you're gonna find out you got friends you didn't know you had before you get them eat. You'll have some friends show up. Never fails. I was with a couple of guys, and we were up at Warsaw, Missouri. Up at there's a dam up there for Lake Ozark, or Lake of the Ozarks. Truman. Was it Truman or? I don't know which lake it is. Anyhow, we were up there fishing below the dam, and we had worked all day and left after work on a Friday, and it's like 2.5 hours up there. And about 2 in the morning, we caught a nice mess of crappie. We had the cooker going out behind the truck in the little parking area there. We hadn't seen a soul for 2 hours anywhere. It was 2 in the morning. We got them fish cooking, and I swear people started walking in. Hey, what's going on? I heard you all up here. I thought I smelled something cooking. And we had 2 or 3 people we fed. Man, one guy he brought some fish and cleaned them out, and he cooked his fish, so we helped him eat those. So it all worked out. But I guarantee you go to cooking fish, you're going to find out you got friends. Yep, the old grip heaters, they're nice. I like those. I used to think grip heaters and that kind of stuff, heated seats or whatever, was for old men. Tell you what, I got that FJR and it had the heated grips. I didn't even use them for like a year, and I was up in Colorado 1 year on it, and man, it was cold one morning. It was heavy frost on the ground. I was getting around early going somewhere. Got to going, man, the hands started getting cold. I'm like, oh man, I've got those grip heaters. I wonder if those work. And I fired those babies up, and I tell you what, that converted me. I'm a fan of grip heaters now. I gotta have them on everything. I like them. They work. But I've never had a heated seat either, so I'm going to try and not get anything with a heated seat, because I always end up putting an aftermarket seat on anything I get, and man, that'd be expensive to have to buy an aftermarket heated seat. I think that option was available on this Corbin, but yep, the river's got water in it. This whole bottom's got water. Oh man, that's a mess. You bet. Now here is Hartville. Population 613 souls. They do have a supermarket and a bank. So you can go get your money out of the bank, go across the street and get you some groceries. They got a feed store. Everybody's got livestock around here, so you got to feed them. Hartville Feed Milling Company. I don't know what they're milling, but here's the county courthouse here. We'll get around on the on the other side of it where we can actually see it. I don't know what year it was built. It's not real old. Probably back in the, I'm guessing in the 60s or late 50s or in the 60s. That is the county seat of Wright County, Missouri. So if you ever get arrested in Wright County, Missouri, your ass is going to be locked up right there in the sheriff's office. They got a jailhouse in the basement. Then they take you to court, you just go right upstairs. Well, that's also the entire tour of, oh, there's the post office for Hartville right there too, across from the courthouse. And then they got a gas station here, City Hall. And a cemetery when you're done. That's where you'll end up if you live here. And that's it. That is Hartville, Missouri. Onward and forward. I got too much oil on my chain. It's dripping off on the catalytic converter, and man, keep smelling something hot, and I'm like, what the hell? Well, when you put oil on your catalytic converter, you're gonna smell it. Boy, this thing, when you talk about go around a corner now, it don't mess around about leaning over into a corner. It's right now. The old FJR, you kind of gotta, I mean, it's not bad. Ooh, shit. FJR is not bad about cornering, but it is heavy. It takes it just a split second to react, and then you might have to give it a little input to hold the line. This thing just kind of lays there and stays where you put it till you tell it to do something else. There's the gasconade. It's got a little water in it. I'd like to give a shout out to the guys at Mega Motorsports down in West Plains, Missouri. This is the third vehicle, or the third bike I bought there. And they always take pretty good care of me. Pretty good deals, they're good to deal with. They'll take a trade-in if you got one. Actually, I sold my, when I bought the FJR down there, I sold another bike I had to one of the salesmen. Wanted it. I wound up selling it to him after I bought the FJR. They're a pretty good bunch of guys if you're in the market for a bike or a quad or whatever. They can fix you right up. They're good to deal with. Boy, the brakes on this thing. Woo. Every time I touch them, I'm surprised how sharp they are. I'm not used to having brakes like that.